The collapse was not latest event. It was the last vision stage. The root had narrowed under stone. The heat had reached a useful grade. Contaminations gathered close. The creatures followed what was fed. The group answered the threat in front that left the other work unread. The goal remained within the seal. Elleren's work lay under strain. I kept my place behind the threat. The first conditions held again. The subject followed endangered bonds. That result had been confirmed. Instruction did less to move his path than danger placed where he had turned. Elvira stood in second line. She watched the ground and those ahead. She could read what stone concealed. She stayed where wider signs were read. I did not move them by command. I only set pressure and range. Under sufficient stress, known responses do not change. Divertebum war brauchbar. The mage, the Salarian, the Dracar, the subject Elira. Each retained a place. The threat required their attention. The seal required mine. The interval was limited. The order was precise. A constant under pressure is more useful than consent. A route becomes predictable when duty has direction. The mage would hold the front. The Salarian would guard the rear. The Dracar would oppose the black. The subject would move near. Elira remained the exception. Already inside the case, I filed that fact as secondary. The entry lacked correct place. Ever in the seal resisted force. When force was placed outside, the weakness lay in maintenance, where opposing terms survived. It held because several functions contradicted without release. The break could not be taken from the outer face of peace. I defined the thin interval where strain had thinned the scheme. That ringwood to west and fanned. The response widened at once. Damn folk to their hand shot. The left hand entered the air. The contamination retained there. Answered under skin that made it more efficient. Corrective response received a complete enough definition. The seal did not fail a stone. It failed a structure. Schwach Stelle isoliert. Antwort freigegeben. The force did not come from anger. Anger would have reduced effect. Precision increased output. Neutrality held the line. What I named became addressable. What was addressable declined. The major node accepted strain. The group divided by calculated points. Through heat, fault, and flow. The visible crisis held their sight, while the sealed point disappeared. The seal had held too long because its terms were not opposed enough. I supplied the cleaner fracture. The ground completed the rest. One's first mandate had been narrow. Find the threshold subject's choice. Influence it if access allowed. Record the vessel's sign and voice. And the work enlarged, contamination ended scope. A body that could keep it became an acceptable hope. My case began as exposure, then retention, then controlled injury. The left hand retained the black. There was no loss of function. Exchange the protocol. A useful abnormal result. Receives repeated trial. The incident occurred after a deliberate fracture. One scholar fixed the wrist, one recorded angle and grade. When watched the break take hold to see what response remained. The pain had a clear order, source, pressure, damage line. I named them before panic formed, the body answered mine. The fours returned with increase. The 3 scholars died. The protocol ended early. The result remained alive. The ring was introduced after. It was not given as relief. It made the response repeatable, with fewer losses in the room. Thereafter they changed variables. Hidden source, split intent, simultaneous injuries, contamination content. I survived because thought arrived before rupture entered in. I survived because my body learned that defying harm could be met. The study did not end with the child. The child became the method. After the node collapsed, the first outcome was confirmed. A Dracar moved against the spread. The subject followed where he turned. The lower passage took them both. The forecast remained clean. A flame engaged the contamination where the pressure had been seen. Aera was kept away from the worst collapse below. The stated reason could be defended. Her capacities were known. Therefore, capacity was not the cause. The exclusion did not fit the frame. The calculation had moved around the presence of her name. The contact remained active. I had initiated it. That fact was clear. It did not remain sufficient. Mouth breath heat. Her refusal. Her answer. The sequence would not hold in correct order. I registered loss of clarity, then registered no intention to end the loss. That was the error. When Aliva answered, restraint reduced too far, the body advanced before the frame had authorized more. I felt the limit thinning. I also wanted it thinner. Then her hand struck my face. Source and vector were plain. Intention was readable. The force was minor. Corrective response did not activate. The impact restored the boundary. The boundary restored function. But the finding remained. Alira altered response before response could rise. Our boy Chung Alira. The term was no longer secondary. Her presence changed the mechanism. That conclusion was necessary. A threat correctly identified should produce distance or control. In her case, the required response did not restore the whole. She endangered clarity. She endangered survival. The exposed state remained present, then became desirable. The finding required had no moral term. The highest risk had been established. The exposed state remained desired. Alira ceased to be variable. The term failed before the result. Vulnerability was correctly identified. It should have been reduced. It was not reduced. I had felt. The statement remains insufficient. I had wanted the feeling to continue. The exposed state produced loss of function and increased demand. Die Bedingung ist zu reproduzieren. Access to Alira cannot be maintained by damaging what defines her limit. The subject. Line. Kale cannot remain a variable. If Alira remains present in the frame, his preservation is not mercy. It is structural necessity. That conclusion should have restored method. It did not. The highest threat was correctly named, the cost was understood. Something beneath procedure accepted the cost. Die Offene Stelle benannt. Etwas in mir verlangte sie. Ich ließ sie bestehen.